I'm Jana from honkforfreedom.wordpress.com. Today I'm going to be wrapping my butterfly or trekking handlebars. We're going bike touring across America next year, so we're building some bicycles, and this is the fun bit, for me at least. So I've got some rather nice cork print tape here to match my saddle and go with the general look of the bicycle. So let's go through this, because there's not much online at the moment about how to wrap this particular shape of handlebar, and it's a little bit different from a drop bar. So the first thing is knowing how to start when you're putting on handlebar tape, and this would be the same for any kind of handlebar. So the idea is that you go from the top of the handlebar, holding the wheel like so, and it's going to come off away from the bar. So you're not doing it this way or underneath. You start with the tape on top and you wheel it away. So what I'm going to do, because of these grips that I've got on here, I can't start right up close. So I'm going to start so that the seam is on the inside. I'm going to start by placing the handlebar tape on the inside here. I've got self-adhesive handlebar tape, but if you have, you might have to just peel off the backing otherwise. So as you go, you're going to pull and stretch the tape a little bit, but not too much that it would tear, but the whole time you want to be pulling. So I'm just going to go around like this. Now, because I'm starting on a curve, on the inside, you're actually going to have to overlap the tape quite heavily, almost, in fact, on here, I'm going to do it almost completely, so that when you then come out over the top, and you've got that angle, it sits nicely. And over on this side, I'm going to cover it probably about between halfway and a third, like so. And then back on the inside, and because I'm still on the curve, it's overlapping quite a lot, pulling the whole time, and then on this side, overlapping between a third and a half. And now I'm on the straight, so actually on the inside, I'm also going to overlap it the same, around about half there, because there's still a tiny bit of turn. And I'm pulling and placing it on, and then pulling it over. And the whole time, stretching the tape away, like so. And just trying to keep it really, really tidy, and trying to keep the dimensions sort of the same as you go around, just so it looks really nice. So covering it again. I'm veering more towards a half here, because I want it to be relatively thick all the way around. So just continuing to pull it tight and stretch it round, like so. And it's not terribly sticky, but it is just adhering to itself. And so when you get to the end and you secure it, the whole thing should stay quite nicely. Now I'm coming to a bit of a curve again, so again I'm going to overlap more on the inside, so that when you come round, you can still make sure you've got good coverage on the outside, and then quite a lot on the inside again, because there's still some curve there, pulling the whole time, and then around the outside. And now I'm back on a straight bit, so again I'm just doing it like a third on the inside and on the outside as well. And all the time pulling it round, like so. Just constantly checking that it's tidy and that it looks nice all the way around. Because you've got to look good when you're on that bicycle. There we go, pulling it and stretching it the whole time. And try and keep the same sort of pressure as you're going, so that it's really consistent and even. And now again, I've got a curve over here, so on the inside, again, I'm going to just cover it just a little bit more, so that when it comes to the outside, you don't have any blank spots or anything. There we go, quite a lot on the inside. And here's a point, so while I'm doing this, we've actually secured the wheel to the frame, so that the handlebars aren't jiggling around too much. You want to have a good grip on it. So that's an idea. We've done it with cable ties, or you can do it with string, whatever you've got on hand, basically. So I'm continuing to wrap. I'm still on the curve, so I'm just overlapping a little bit. And then actually what's starting to happen now is that it curves the opposite way. So you're actually going to overlap a little bit more on the outside now, to ensure you get the right coverage on the inside. So, and all the time stretching the tape as you go. we go. So that's still covering on the outer bend as well. I'm pulling it nice and tight the whole time. There we go. Oh, that's going to be a little more there. Gets a little bit fiddly near the shifters and the brakes and things, but you know, can make it work. Alright, so I've done this handlebar already. It's secured not very tidily with duct tape at the moment. We're going to cover that over with some black tape at some point for aesthetics. So I'm just having a look to see how far along. We also have a temporary section here while we get a new stem for the bike. So I'm just making sure that I'm coming to around about the right point here, pulling it nice and tight the whole time. There we go. I think around about one more turn probably. There we go. So that looks about right. So what happens next? This is how you finish it. So you figure out where you want it to come to. And then what you want, because you want it to finish with a nice, sharp, straight section there. So you get a knife or a pair of scissors and you want to mark it on, so I would say around about here. So you make a nice deep groove in the tape just to mark it on the straight, like so. And then what you want to do is just cut along that. And then I'm going to unwrap it a section just so that I can see it on this side as well. And you just continue to follow that line all the way to the edge there. Here we go. And that way, when you're ready to finish it off, what will happen is you'll have a really nice straight section which will continue to follow the line, just like that. There we go, like so. And then we're going to tape that. And sadly I don't have the tape quite ready to do that, so that's going to be the next section.